Shane the sheep was making a film with his sister, Liz the lamb.
"What kind of film will we make?"
said Liz. "Why don't we make a funny film?" said Shane.
"We need some costumes for the film,"
said Liz. They looked in a dress-up box filled with many costumes. Shane picked out a white uniform, a whisk, and a bowl, and said, "I always wanted to be a baker." Shane mixed the cake, cut some leeks, peas, and prunes, and made a huge mess. His feet tripped on the mess, and he fell down on the ground. Liz filmed her brother while Shane was dressed as a baker. Liz looked in the box and picked up some huge yellow shoes, a red nose, and a blue wig.
"I always wanted to be a clown,"
said Liz. Liz climbed into a car and bumped into a wall. Then she bumped into a pile of junk and fell out of the car. Shane filmed his sister Liz while she was dressed as a clown. Shane picked up a yellow baby's hat, a bear, and a doll, and said, "I might dress up in a baby's costume." Shane put his thumb in his mouth and got down on his knees. Shane chased a moth, but he could not catch it. His loud voice wailed like a baby. Liz filmed her brother while Shane was dressed as a baby. Liz looked in the box and picked up a knapsack and some long tools.
"I always wanted to be a plumber,"
said Liz the lamb. Liz climbed into a bathtub and pulled a tool out of her knapsack. The tap went on and Liz the lamb got wet. Shane filmed his sister while she was dressed as a plumber. Shane looked in the box and pulled out a black mask, a cloak, and a top hat. Shane put the mask over his face. "I always wanted to do some magic," he said. Shane put his hand into the hat. He pulled out Mike the mouse. "What are you doing in there?" said Shane to Mike.
"I wanted to be in your film, so I hid in the hat,"
said Mike. Liz filmed it all. "We have made a funny film," said Shane.
"We will ask Max the monkey, Dan the dog, and Sam the ram to come and watch it,"
said Liz. Shane, Liz, Mike, Max, Dan, and Sam all sat on a couch and watched the film. All of them fell off their couch and rolled about on the ground as they shrieked for joy.